What does the congregation do in light of the fact that God has given elders the responsibility to care for you? You embrace your need for care. You embrace your need for care. Here's my first line under that in my notes. This is not easy. This is not easy. Here's why it's not easy. Of all of you this morning, if I asked you, how many of you really like it when other people are in your business? Love that, right? You love it when people are in your business. You love it when people know what things are going on in your life. You love it when people know what things you're struggling with. You love it when people know what kind of difficulties. Like most of you here this morning, I would imagine they're just an open book and you love everyone else knowing about what's going on in your life. No, most of you are like, it's none of your business. Stay out of my life. I don't want any of that. Let me ask it a different way. How many of you this morning volunteer yourselves to receive help all the time? You just want as much help as you can possibly get. Like every time there needs to be something done, you're looking for somebody to help you to get it done. No, most of you are probably wired like me. I'm going to do it by myself and I'm going to hurt myself doing it because I'm not asking anybody for help. I don't need anybody's help. I can do this by myself. I can handle this. I'll suffer. I'll go through hardship. I'll break my body. I'll do a lot of stuff just so that I don't have to ask somebody else for help. I don't want anybody's help. And even if you get to the place where you're like, you know what, I think I will share with somebody the things that are going on in my life. I'll divulge some information about some weaknesses in my life, maybe some sin in my life. Maybe I'll divulge some hardships in my life. I may even ask somebody for help. There's one problem, because there's one step past just all of that you and I still don't like anything to do with. How many of you this morning like it when someone tells you what to do? Heck no, you don't. I don't either. I want to share what's going on in my life, and then I want you to be quiet and just listen. You don't need to tell me what to do. You don't need to offer your opinion. I've got it figured out. I'm just making sure that you understand what's going on and how figured out I have it. That's why I'm sharing with you. Here's the reality. We raise our kids, and most of us understand that our kids reach kind of an age where mom and dad don't know anything, and they don't have any of the answers, and they don't need help with anything. And maybe about 25 or 26, you know some things again, maybe, if you're lucky. But the reality is we don't really ever grow out of not wanting anybody's help. We don't ever really grow out of wanting someone to tell us what to do. All the thing that happens is like you grow up, you hit an age where you get to go to college or move out on your own, and you don't have to listen to the people God gave you to tell you what to do, and now you make your own decisions. Usually they're not very good ones. At least that was my story. It kind of looks like this. This last year, actually it was Christmas Day of 2023, started like a whole medical thing for me. So all kinds of issues and stuff like that, all hospital stays and all these things that were going on in my life. And so that began where I had to have all these visits with these doctors. And I go in and I sit and I tell them my story and everything that's going on. And then they send me to another doctor and I sit and I tell them all the same story of everything that's going on. And I got to a place where I was like, you know what, I really don't care anymore. So here's what this would look like. I would come into a doctor and I would sit down and they say, Mr. Strong, how are you doing today? I'm great. Well, Mr. Strong, you were in the hospital last week. I know, but this week I'm not, and I feel wonderful. Well, how's your heart? It's great. It's ticking. I'm good. We're in good shape. And I go to another doctor, and they say, how are you doing? I'm great. And I get home, and my wife, who is a doctor, would say, well, what'd you tell the doctor? And I told him I was great. And it got to the point that my wife would either go with me on the visit or she'd send me an email that I needed to read to them when I got there. That's a true story. You can ask her. I have emails with a text that says, read this to your doctor. I have to confess, at least on one occasion, I didn't even read it. Most of us treat our need for a spiritual physician in the exact same manner. We know we need help. We're not willing to ask for it. We're not willing to receive that which we need. The church is crippled when the unity between elders shepherding and churches accepting that pastoral care is disrupted.